of Salvador Dali, not just an artist, but a force of nature who transformed art and life itself into a never-ending dream. Welcome to Icons of History, where we dive deep into the past to uncover the stories of the individuals who shaped our world. From great leaders to visionaries who changed the course of humanity, here we bring you the tales of the icons who left an indelible mark on the pages of history. Salvador Felipe Jacinto Dalí y Domènech, known to the world as Salvador Dalí, was not just an artist, he was a phenomenon. Born on May 11, 1904 in the small town of Figueres in Catalonia, Spain, Dalí's life was one of flamboyant creativity, boundless imagination, and an insatiable hunger to push the limits of artistic expression. His name is now etched among the greats in the pantheon of art history, yet his story is as much about his eccentricity and personality as it is about his work. Dalí's early years were filled with contrasts. Raised in a well-to-do family, Dalí's childhood was marked by a peculiar mixture of privilege and tragedy. His brother had died just 9 months before he was born, and Dalí was told by his parents that he was the reincarnation of his sibling, an idea that haunted and shaped him profoundly. He once claimed, "We resembled each other like 2 drops of water, but we had different reflections." This early exposure to such existential concepts set the tone for his fascination with identity, mortality, and an otherworldliness that would later permeate his art. Dalí's art was always a venture into the extraordinary, his works like portals to fantastical realms born from the depths of his imagination. From a young age, Dalí showed a remarkable talent for drawing. Taking lessons in Figueres and later enrolling at the Royal Academy of Fine Arts of San Fernando in Madrid, the young artist was both celebrated and controversial. While his technical abilities earned him admiration, his eccentric behavior often caused a stir. He would dress unconventionally, maintain a flamboyant demeanor, and exude an almost theatrical commitment to being different. However, his time at the Academy was cut short. He was expelled in 1926 after declaring that no one on the faculty was competent enough to evaluate his work, a quintessentially Dalí move. Dalí's art was shaped by numerous influences, especially the avant-garde movements of his time, such as Cubism and Dada. However, it was Surrealism that became his true calling. In the late 1920s, Dalí joined the Surrealist group in Paris, led by André Breton, and quickly became one of its most prominent figures. Surrealism sought to unlock the subconscious mind, embracing dreamlike imagery, unexpected juxtapositions, and the irrational. Dalí was uniquely suited to bring this vision to life with his unparalleled ability to render his imagination with photographic precision. His works often featured strange, melting landscapes, distorted objects, and enigmatic figures that seemed to emerge straight from the depths of a feverish dream. One of Dalí's most famous paintings, The Persistence of Memory, 1931, encapsulates the essence of Surrealism and his own artistic genius. It features a barren landscape on which soft, melting clocks are draped like cloth. The image is haunting yet familiar, pulling viewers into a state that transcends time and space. Dalí explained that the soft clocks were inspired by the melting softnesses of camembert cheese, a testament to how trivial moments could become monumental in his art. While Dalí thrived in surrealistic invention, his relationship with the Surrealist movement was tumultuous. Breton, frustrated by Dalí's increasingly commercial focus and political ambiguity during the Spanish Civil War, dubbed him Evita Dollars, a pun on eager for dollars, a dig at Dalí's perceived greed. Eventually, Dalí distanced himself from the group, declaring, "I am Surrealism." This statement wasn't just arrogance. In many ways, it was true. Dalí's name had become synonymous with the movement, even as he moved beyond its confines. At the heart of Dalí's personal and professional life was his muse and wife, Gala Eluard Dalí. Gala was not merely a source of inspiration, she was Dalí's anchor, confidant, and the person who managed much of his business dealings. Theirs was a partnership of deep passion and mutual obsession. Gala was Dalí's subject in numerous works and often appeared in his art with divine radiance. While their relationship could be tempestuous and rumors of Gala's infidelities often swirled, Dalí credited her as a driving force behind his success. Without Gala, it is hard to imagine Dalí reaching the artistic heights he did. Dalí's eccentricity extended beyond his art and personal relationships. It was an integral part of his persona. He cultivated his flamboyance like an art form, deliberately courting attention and controversy. His trademark mustache, thin and pointing upward like antennae, became a global symbol. He once quipped, "Every morning when I wake up, I experience an exquisite joy, the joy of being Salvador Dalí, and I ask myself and wonder what prodigious thing will he do today?" Dalí's antics were often as surreal as his paintings. He walked an anteater in Paris, gave lectures while wearing a diving suit, and claimed to have been present at his own conception, describing the event in bizarrely vivid terms. His public appearances were theatrical, blending absurdity with calculated self-promotion. Dalí understood fame not just as a byproduct of talent, but as its own form of art. His body of work extended far beyond painting. Dalí was a versatile creative force who dipped his brush into multiple mediums. He collaborated with filmmakers such as Luis Buñuel on groundbreaking films like Un Chien Andalou, 1929, which features surrealist scenes that include a razor cutting an eyeball, a visual that still shocks audiences today. He also worked with Alfred Hitchcock, designing the dream sequence for the film Spellbound, 1945. Dalí's contributions to fashion, illustration, sculpture, and even advertising signaled a willingness to break barriers and blur the boundaries between high art and popular culture. Furthermore, his famed collaboration with Elsa Schiaparelli, which led to the creation of the lobster dress, remains a landmark in the intersection of visual art and fashion. In his later years, Dalí's work transitioned to religious and scientific themes. The Catholic faith, quantum physics, and nuclear energy inspired much of his art during this phase, such as The Sacrament of the Last Supper, 1955, which showcases his masterful ability to merge religious reverence with geometric precision. Yet, critics often debated the merit of his later works, arguing they lacked the innovation of his earlier creations. Dalí, however, remained unapologetic, stating that his later art reflected his personal evolution. Toward the end of his life, Dalí retreated to his hometown of Figueres, where he had established the Dalí Theater Museum. This incredible structure, designed by Dalí himself, remains one of the largest surrealist objects in the world. It houses a massive collection of his works and serves as his final resting place. Dalí passed away on January 23, 1989, leaving behind a legacy that continues to captivate, confuse, and inspire. Salvador Dalí revolutionized modern art, establishing himself as a true master of surrealism and a singular figure in the annals of history. Yet his legacy goes beyond the canvas. Dalí was a pioneer of self-branding and a trailblazer in his refusal to conform to any societal or artistic expectations. His eccentricity was not a mask, but an extension of his creativity, a living embodiment of the surreal. Today, Dalí's works are celebrated in museums and galleries worldwide, and his iconic mustache graces everything from books to coffee mugs. He remains a symbol of unrestrained imagination, reminding us to embrace the irrational, the absurd, and the spectacular. In his own words, the difference between me and the surrealists is that I am a surrealist. And in that declaration lies the essence of Salvador Dalí, not just an artist, but a force of nature who transformed art and life itself into a never-ending dream. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time with icons of history. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. See you next time as we explore more icons who made history.